Believe it or not, this is a rowing machine, or it will be after I put it together.
The first step of assembly is putting the front stabilizer bar on. Basically just 2 bolts, 2 curved washers, and 2 locking washers, as well as the self-locking nut that goes on the end. It is worth noting that there are leveling adjustments here too, so if you need to with your floor type, you can adjust it. The next step is to attach the rear stabilizer bar, which is adjustable, but I'd recommend just figuring out which adjustment you're probably going to use most and put it in that one at first, because it is a little bit of a tight fit. For my wife and I just chose the highest setting.
Once you install that front and rear stabilizer, you're pretty well off to the races, and you should be able to set it down on your floor without any worries of it damaging your floor while you're putting the rest of it together.
The next step is attaching the riser that holds the handle, and it just slips in here, and then you put the bolt in, and again another washer followed by another self-locking nut. You do want to make sure that you use both wrenches to tighten this down properly. You don't want it to be wobbly once you're done. And the same thing applies here when we attach the hydraulic to the arm. It has tabs. You just slip the hydraulic piece in there and the bolt through, again with another washer and self-locking nut, using the 2 wrenches to tighten it down properly. To install a footboard, you're going to want to put the shaft through there, and then you're going to insert spacers on both sides before you put the footboards in. There is a left and a right, so you do want to pay attention to that. And when you put them on the shaft, then there is a washer for each side, as well as another lockable nut. I was missing a washer. I don't think that it was not included. I think I probably lost it as I had the parts scattered about. But you do want to be careful, because this item does not come with spare parts like some do, and so if you lose one, you'll have to go looking for one. Luckily for me, I have a lot of spare parts laying around because I do a lot of DIY projects, so it wasn't hard to find a washer. And once you get both sides on with both washers and nuts, you will want to use both wrenches and tighten these both down at the same time. The next thing you're going to do is take the screws out of the handle, and you're going to insert it into the riser that holds the handle. To do that, though, you want to make sure that that cable is out of the way, and I'd secure it to that piece there just in case. You don't want it slipping back down into that bar. Once you insert the handle, just take the screws that you just took out of it back and put them back in here, and then you're just going to tighten it down real good. Next, you're going to attach the display, which starts with putting the batteries in, obviously. Once you put the batteries in and put the backpack on, you're going to use this cable and attach it. It's plug and play. It only goes one direction. I would put the rest of that cable, whatever's left, back into the hole of the riser and get it out of the way. And then the display just sits on that tab. It can be removed so you can change the batteries later. And the last step is attaching the seat, and it comes with screws already in it, so you just remove those and set the seat down onto the plate there, and then you put the screws back in from underneath. Once I was done with assembly, I decided to test it out. It was a very smooth feeling machine. It has 12 different adjustable resistance levels, so somewhere in those 12 there's one that's right for just about everybody, I'm sure. 12 was pretty hard and 1 was pretty easy.